and I have my brother, my big brother, my mentor. And today's topic, this evening's topic, we're going to be speaking on the importance of mentorship and really the role that brothers like Fitzgerald Stephens have played in my life in regards to my development. Um, I'm currently in New York. I head to Nigeria tomorrow, leave tomorrow night. Looking forward to hitting Niger, going back home to Nigeria. So I'm looking forward to that. But, tonight I really wanted to speak on just the importance of having a great mentor. And, as far as what have mentors that have impacted my life. Now, I will say I have not always listened to the advice of my mentors, but still, it's nothing like speaking to somebody who has way more life experience than you. And brother Fitzgerald Stevens has been a mentor of mine now for 11 years. So, brother Fitzgerald Stevens, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, thank you, Dynas. Thank you for the kind words. Those actually kind of froze me. Sometimes when you, not sometimes, but when you when you come to a certain level of knowledge that, unfortunately, when you pay for it with experience, which is the best teacher, as my father would often say, and you see, especially a younger individual, whether male or female, you want to take them away from some of the steps and the shipwrecks you had to go through. Especially if you see they're a real sharp individual like Dynas, they're going places and they, you just want to try to accelerate their lives to get to a point where you wish somebody would have told you to avoid some of the things. So yeah, when the student is ready, the teacher will come. They often say, I believe that God sends people in our lives to give us the things that we need. I also want to say that there are many types of mentors. You can have a spiritual mentor, you can have a financial mentor, you can have a physical mentor. Very few instances, if any, I've ever heard of experience in my life that all of the wisdom that is needed for your personal development is generally wrapped up in one person. True. Often God will send a series of people for that particular moment in your life that is needed, and they seem to be an expert in that certain thing that is needed for you. So hopefully I've done that for Dynas.
You have just our conversations have really impacted me, and I'm grateful for it. Especially having the patience, because sometimes a lot of people, I've even heard cats saying they. If I give you a prime example, Aaron Rodgers, I think the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Or no. I'm sorry, not Aaron Rodgers. Well, I think Aaron Rodgers, but the quarterback for the Ravens, I think he retired. He pretty much said he don't want a mentor. Fitzgerald, I think he froze on me. Fitzgerald. All right, guys. Let's Fitzgerald. He dropped off, so let's hold on and let him hop back on. But everybody, just make sure you hit that like button as you come to the chat room. Again, today we're going to be discussing mentorship, especially as far as I go. The way mentors have impacted my life. Okay, Fitzgerald, we got you back, I think. Okay, we don't. As far as how mentors have impacted me. Oh, hold on. Here we go. All right, Fitzgerald is back. Fitzgerald is back. All right, Fitzgerald.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
we had lost you.
Okay, yeah, I know that. Hopefully we can get. Hopefully the computer guys will cooperate tonight. We'll
Okay.
see that.
Yeah. So we were just just talking about just how impact you've played in my life, and the great advice you've given me in the past. I haven't listened to everything, but the majority of it I have. And how I think the great thing about mentors is, like you said, you want to pour into someone who's younger than you, and not necessarily younger. They can also be older or your same age, so they can avoid the pitfalls and the mistakes that you've made in life.
I guess what it comes down to is, first of all, a mentor looks for someone who really listens, and they can tell by the way they carry themselves. You know what? My father had said that experience, unfortunately, is not wasted on the youth. Experience is not wasted on the youth. I remember telling my dad when he was trying to tell me something. I said, Dad, I got this. I'm 18. I know what I'm doing. I remember
Mm-hmm.
saying that to my father. I didn't realize how much of a stupid statement that was until I got much older. Now I love
Right.
sitting at my father's feet and just, being quiet and, listening to the things they said. And some of the things my grandfather said to me years ago are coming prophetically true.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let me ask you this, and finish your statement. But while I was on my mind, can you give us some examples of like just good uh, jewels that your grandfather and father might have passed to you that?
Well, two comes into mind. He would always say, "Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing." he would
Okay.
he would say that especially that that could definitely apply in business. You want to make moves that are silent. My youngest brother taught me one. It's called "You move silent and violent."
Mm-hmm.
Both not really telegraphing your moves and things like that, and stuff. And one I came to as far as I taught myself. You got to be true with yourself. I mean, you got to be true, and you got to know your triggers. No, and then one I taught some younger adults is you have to know your boss just as important as you know your job. All these little key nuggets, you're not going to find in a life school 101.
Right.
These are actually going through, the experience and the pain of not following these simple lessons. I mean, and make no doubt about it. All life is relationships,
Right.
whether that's a marriage, whether that's a friendship, whether it's a business relationship. And generally, people are not going to do business with you if you don't have good relationships with them. And the key to relationship is trust and respect. Not necessarily love don't got nothing to do with it much. I mean, that comes later, but they have to trust you and respect you in order to do business with you, especially when that comes, and then that comes to making money. So you have to have that. You got to be credible. You got to be credible. If you make a mistake or you do something wrong, own up to it. Don't sit up there and try to make excuses. People will respect that much more than they sit around there than they would if you actually sitting up there lying and shucking and driving and stuff like that. Grown men and women, they don't deal with that. They'll just leave you the heck alone. And guess what? They generally tell other people they left you the heck alone. Or if you did right by them, they generally tell other people you're doing right by them, which expands your influence. And Dynasty, you really think that you really think you're going to get into
For sure. The internet
global
guides are
reputation?
for sure. The internet guides are interfering right now. All right, let's wait for Fitzgerald to get back into the chat room. But me personally, I've had several great mentors. Without them, I definitely would not be where I'm at. And like I said, I've taken some of their advice and I've ignored some of their advice, but I've definitely accepted and received more than I have rejected the advice. So, um, I just think shout out to Adewale in the chat room and Susan. Susan, I'll see you soon. Susan, I'll see you in a couple of days, Susan. I'm looking forward to it. But it's just, me personally, I've gotten out of jams because of the correct mentor. Certain mistakes that I've made because of having the right mentor, they've been able to help me correct those mistakes. So some of the right I made some of the right investments because of the right having the right mentors. In fact, if it weren't for a mentor of mine, Yishak Abraham, I wouldn't have went to Africa in 2011, and what we have now wouldn't have grown the way it's grown now. Yeah, Fitzgerald definitely has that Metro PCS internet. I don't know what internet they're using over there in Tampa, but you know Yeah, I use the Xfinity. Xfinity is fine. I really don't have any issues with the Xfinity. But as soon as you said get the AT&T fiber, yeah, I think Fitzgerald's using that Metro PCS landline dial up internet. So that's what. Here we go. Okay, Fitzgerald, we got you back. Fitzgerald, we got you back.
You know what? I promise you, good people and audience, this thing works every time I'm not on this thing. I promise you, my internet connection works. So I closed out every window that I had except this stream or Dynas.
Okay.
So
So we were saying while you're offline that you use that Metro PCS landline for internet.
actually this is I believe this internet here is a Spectrum down here in Tampa. So it's
Okay.
supposed to work pretty good, you know.
Okay. So you were just giving us examples of some of the jewels that your grandfather and your dad has given you.
Yeah, I mean, they work. I mean, they work. I mean, once again, true mentorship is life experience, not necessarily education.
True. True. You're
E-
right.
Education can be empirical data, but I mean, data serve you if you're doing it pretty much with tasks, especially technical type things, engineering, software stuff. But for the real life situations, how you deal with people, how you deal with relationships will determine the success of your career, bar none. Period. Even it will return the success of your financial career. I mean, how it can return the success of even your physical career. What I mean by that, well, I mean there's people who have good advice, and how to take care of their body, how to sculpt it, how to look good, how to maintain optimized health. Yeah, you can watch them on a YouTube video, but I can promise you, you can so much excel and propel your life if you have like a person literally, almost like coach you, like an Anthony Robbins style, imparting knowledge in you. But you got to have the wherewithal to go out there and execute. You see, advice without execution is just talk. It's meaningless.
Hmm.
I mean, you one person, and one person could take the advice that another person give, and they can grow an international business. Yet the other one sitting out there floundering. Why? Because they failed to take action on the advice that was given. So don't never get so constipated with your knowledge that I got to learn more and I gotta acquire more and get things right before you ever get started. That's a recipe for disaster. I did it. It simply doesn't work. Remember, documentation beats conversation any other day of the week. People see your actions. You're known by what you do, what you accomplish, not what you've learned, not what you studied, what you put into action. And never forget that. If you're gonna make a great life, go create it. Go create it. Go learn the wisdom from someone who is at a pinnacle, at a place you want to be. Ask them what they want, how they got there, what they did. And as I said in a show before, people of success, they're not intimidated by you. They're not intimidated you by all. They know where they stand. But actually, they are quite willing to give you advice, provided they have watched your life and you come to them correctly, and they think you're going to act on it. If you don't act on what they said the first time, don't go back and ask them for me anymore. I know that certainly works sometimes with me. Sure, I'll let some things slide, but if I see you're just wasting my time, which I'm very precious of at this juncture in my life, I simply don't have it to give to you. I really don't.
Now, what kind of mentor should we be seeking out? And like, how are you able to determine what's a good mentor, what's a bad mentor?
Watching their lives. Watching their
Okay.
lives. A broke man can't tell you how to get rich. He can tell you the pitfalls to stop them from getting rich.
Hmm.
An overweight man can't tell you how to get fit. Where's the documentation? Where's the proof of it? He could tell you what not to do, but can he really put forth the effort and the discipline necessary to do that? I think not. You look for you determine your mentorship by what do you need at that moment in your life. What are you looking for? Dynas, I'm not going to come really ask you much about, say, like well, I'm sorry. I will come to you and ask you a subject about sculpting in bodybuilding. I've been bodybuilding since I was about 16 years old, but sculpting the way you are, being like cut, ripped, that I haven't got down. So I will ask you, how do you do that? I'm muscular. I'm big, and I'm defined, but sculpted, that I'm not. So I would definitely ask you how you got that, even though you're, darn near 12, 14 years my senior, I mean, my junior, stuff like that, because you got the results of what I'm looking for. The way when I got on this journey, when I started my Karatbar business, my road to wealth, really what it was, I asked someone who has walked in the path, who was already at the level I want to be at. And that's how I got. I just did what he did, and started accomplishing what he accomplished. Really, the simplest thing like that. Because you at the end of the day, you want results, and keep in mind the clock is ticking. You guys hear me talk about that so much, but you can shorten that learning curve and get somewhere with putting the effort to what someone's already been in the way, already gone away. Why not? Why not do that?
Mm. Now, let me ask you this: should older individuals be hesitant to ask younger people for advice, or ask younger people to mentor them?
Of course not. Of course not. Younger people can easily have. It's not in the age. It's in the results. It's in the production as far as what that person has accomplished. Let me tell you something, man. Plenty of younger adults have given me advice, and it's been great advice. I'm not like one of those guys. How dare you? I'm old enough to be your father. I know I don't do that. If you want the results, you have to seek out someone who's doing it, especially with the younger generation. They rule the tech world, absolutely
Right.
rule it. You might find a Larry Ellison of Oracle. He's probably about in his 60s. You might find Bill Gates. He's like in his 60s also. You might find some guys like that, but the titans. Zuckerberg, Sergey Brin, Larry Page of Google, I forget the guy's name for Snapchat. These guys are all young. I mean, when I say young, some of these guys something like 30s, late 30s, early 30s, but they've accomplished such great results. David Milo of Yahoo. So you explain that because that they understand the technology that's moving the world right now. You know what? They see something that maybe people my age just can't quite see. And sometimes your thinking can get in the way. Sometimes your thinking is inundated. It's just simply not. It's just simply how it evolved for the times that we're in right now. Like for example, people can keep holding all day long, all they want with this fiat currency, this cash, but the world's already done moved to the blockchain. The world's already moved to cryptocurrency. Whether it's just for those of us who understand we got to shift where it's being shifted, or we're going to be shifted out. This is fact. So no, you can't be too proud to take wisdom from, even if it comes from a child. I mean, if they have something you need, and often God will test your heart to see that. Often God just tests your heart with that. Sometimes he'll send things, the very things you need, in the most unlikely sources, from the most unlikely sources,
Hmm.
or unlikely places. And many of people, simply because they don't understand that concept, they miss their breakthrough. They truly do.
Now, Fitzgerald, you mentioned blockchain, and we're talking cryptocurrency and economics. Have you been keeping up somewhat with the war trade between the U.S. and China at all?
It's a dangerous situation. Yes, I have. It's a dangerous situation because
Now, China devalued its. Oh, go ahead, Fitzgerald. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
well, the markets, the markets, the world markets, the Nikkei Dow in Japan, the London Stock Exchange, definitely the Wall Street here, the Canadian Stock Exchange, which is based in Toronto. These move by confidence in the market. That's why you can get a gentleman like President Trump. He just opened his mouth up, and then the markets convulse because he has injected lack of confidence. And when people are lack of confidence denotes in the fear. And people start going fear, they freeze up with the moving of money. Things stop, the flow of money stops, and then the horde mentality come around, and then things start to go down because people are preparing for the storm and things. But if the people feel like the market is growing, there's going to be a considerable increase as far as what we're doing right now. Consumer confidence is high, consumer spending is good. Then you're going to see a rise within the markets, i.e., stocks, mutual funds, and things like that. It's all based on confidence.
Okay. Now, as far as China devaluing its dollar, do you know anything about that at all, or?
No, I don't know, but but common sense would tell me by observation, rather, not should I say common sense? Yeah, in my case, common sense and observation. Well, they're kind of tired of being at the mercy of the U.S. dollar. I mean, every time, mostly the U.S. dollar has like a tremendous grip on the World Economic Forum, the World Economic stage, let's say, because the dollar is the reserve currency. Well, if you and that gives us that gives our government a powerful leveraging tool. For example, if you don't prescribe to policies or certain behaviors that they deem out of Washington that you should subscribe to, they'll just simply put sanctions on you. What is sanctions? Sanctions is the right, or the denial for you to use that world reserve currency for the facilitation of goods and services, in particular petroleum dollars. You see a lot of people moving away from that. China, Iran, which is part of the thing that's causing some tension. India is stacking up gold. People are building their gold reserve. Why? Because they don't want to be at the mercy of that. They understand that gold is money, and in particular, we're looking at the Soviet Union and China actually formulating a partnership that they can be free from the U.S. dollars. And there's a whole lot of countries decide then talking about that, and because gold is what backs currency. And your currency is only good as what's backing it. Traditionally, gold has been money for the last 5,000 years. I said I wasn't going to make this really public, but and I go out and show it. But Dynas, I had 20 grams of gold, shipped to me today. I put that thing in my hand, and I knew I had real wealth. You put that in your hand. Matter of fact, you was the first one I called when I actually got it in, and so it feels and looks a whole lot different from, say, like that $20 or $40 I would pull in my pocket, because it's more valuable. I know that's going to appreciate it. More importantly, I know I could use that in event in a economic collapse or something like that for goods and services. Have you guys paid attention to what's happening with the markets today? Have you seen how the markets is convulsing? For those of us, who remember not too long ago, and Dynas, you're young enough to remember this too. Remember 2008? Everybody was saying everything's fine, everything's cool. We're fine like that. This country can't absorb another 2008. We couldn't absorb it back then. All we doing was playing it forward, by bailing out the markets and pumping them, infusing them with a lot of paper money. Now, the roosters are coming home. So we won't be able to do that again. You'll see like brokerage houses like Lehman Brothers, been over like 100 years, start imploding, going out of business. But you're gonna see a lot of the homes. People start going to lose more homes and stuff. I mean, the winds are shaking right now, and so you're going to have to do something as far as with the securing of your wealth. I mean, like it or not, and ladies and gentlemen, working another job is not going to be it. I mean, you're going to have to somewhere along the line acquire some hard, tangible assets in order to not just live but to survive.
All right, everybody, please hit that like button as you come to the chat room. What we'll do, Fitzgerald, we'll go ahead and jump into Karatbars. We'll go ahead and jump to the Karatbars.
Well, the response we have been doing Karatbars for about a month now. I guess this will be our 5th week going on to that. The response has been absolutely tremendous. I'm talking to people, who have Dynas. You put 115 people, 194 affiliates in the organization, 93, 89. I'm talking to people, many people. Some people have 160 people and don't even really know it. Growing, acquiring gold, making money right away because of the cryptocurrency, the value of the cryptocurrency that comes with the package and stuff like that. So the response we get there are tremendous, and what people are looking at, they're like, wow, this thing actually works. I can see where I'm growing wealth right away, so I'm getting these calls. You're getting these calls, Dynas, and stuff like that. So they're hungry for opportunity. You know why? Because especially on your show, a lot of people are talking about, hey, you know what? I don't want to stay here. I want the ability, if I'm going to go to Africa and I'm going to do whatever I want to do, I want the ability to be able to move, but I want to be able to take my wealth with me. And so when I talk to them, I just pose, how are you going to do it? I mean, if you don't have something in place like what the system that Dynas and I are advocating, man, I don't know the system in Africa. I don't know what they do over there. I don't know. Just going to Africa is not enough for me. I plan on having a plan, and you better believe I plan on taking my economics with me. They like the fact that they can do this from Nigeria, they can do this from Cameroon, Kenya, or any other country they want to go, all from the convenience of a smartphone and a computer. And so they're seeing this working, and so we're getting tremendous response. I know, because I haven't really slept in going on 5 weeks from helping all these people. And nor have you really done that, because they call you first and you're routing them to me.
Or I'll call them.
Yeah.
Well, it brings me to a point. People, can you please put your correct contact information when you guys sign up? Because sometimes some of these numbers are wrong. I get the wrong number. So again, whenever you enroll, you will get a personal phone call from me. Now, these next couple of weeks are going to be kind of tough because I'm going out of the country. I'm going to Nigeria. So I'm still working. I'm still going to be working. So when you enroll into the program, you will hear from me personally, either via text, WhatsApp. You'll hear from me somehow. So just wanted to let you guys know. Now, as far as the mentorship with Karatbars, a lot of people ask, "Hey, Dynas, can you guys help me build a team? Training. Do we help with that, Fitzgerald? Can you help with that?"
Of course, sometimes I'm helping people in much as spending 2 hours of my time unpaid, to help people get set up properly, to help their families get set up, to show them exactly what to do. Then I turn them over to the wealth building system, but I always make myself available to any of your team members so they can get properly started, so they know exactly what they have. And let me tell you exactly what you have when you purchase your business or your profit package through Karatbars. You have $1 million business, in a box. You literally have $1 million business with no cap on income, with no location, with 144 countries, with the product that gold is money. You really have the say the sky's the limit. Nah, that's too low. The stars is the limit. Because you can literally shoot from anywhere you want. I mean, we got people, who have gotten payouts. We got whole families who have come in this, simply because they trusted Dynas enough and trusted him to talk to me, trusted him, so he trusted me to talk to them. And we're changing the projection of families. I mean, since Dynas has been going with this, his organization has grown by darn near 200 business affiliates, getting in business with him, not for him, but changing their own projection, their life, everywhere from Trinidad to all over the United States, to London, to even African countries that are coming on board. We see it. So they're seeing the results, and believe me, people are not going to spend their hard-earned money and or definitely stick with something they're not seeing results. And I'll try. And my goal, Dynas, is to get each and every one of your audience member who take time to join up with you on this profitable right away. That's my goal.
Absolutely. And guys, I just put my referral link in the chat room. So if you guys are interested in an opportunity, please click on the referral link. Please enroll, sign up. Then you will hear from me, and then I'll direct you to Fitzgerald, because he's more versed when it comes to answering a lot of the technical questions.
You made a very good point there. You made a very good point. Guys, I don't know how to do a YouTube video. I can clean up well and come on camera, and I definitely know how to speak. You know what? And Dynas really don't know a lot about how to train. People who come into the Karatbar opportunities. We are a partnership. Yes, he is part of my team. I sponsored his sponsor, who sponsored him, and Dynas sponsored each and every one of you, and you had sponsored people. So I have a vested interest in him. But not only that, I have a vested interest in each and every one of you succeeding. It's not like something I got to do, but it's certainly something I want to, and I want to do, because people are excited when they get gold in their hands. People are excited by an opportunity to build wealth for themselves. Dynas and she will remain unnamed, but we are dealing with a mortgage banker now, in the southeastern United States, who came into this business, when I looked at her chart, she had 115 affiliates that you personally have put in there that she didn't even know about.
Okay.
She's a mortgage banker the same way as my sponsor Michael Delco started out there, and to say she's excited is an understatement, because she knows that there's only she knows the things of money. She has some of the inside tales that she could tell all of us if she was on here about the things of money. And you had better get tight about your financial house. Gold is money, make no doubt about it. In our program, and Dynas can attribute, he's even got free gold. I got free gold. But for those who said, said the prices are too high, nothing pretty much well beats free. But that's a system within itself. So Karatbars is even in the playing field. 144 countries, no minimums to buy, no maximums to buy. Your product is gold or gold-backed cryptocurrency. The gold-backed cryptocurrency right now, KCB, is currently trading at 14 cents right now on several markets, including Coinbase. It's a lot of people on this stage, on the stream, Dynas, who I showed how to purchase their profit package, and they've actually made money for spending their own money, if you can believe it. And if those of you who actually listen to this on the chat, just go ahead and click me, or if I'm lying, say he's lying. At this moment right now, people are just hungry for opportunity, because they can see the winds, they can see the change, they can see the storm clouds in the air. So it may not happen tomorrow, it may not happen 5 or 10 years from now, but it's going to happen, so that you're going to have an economic base free from your job and free from your government. In other words, there is no one going to come take care of you. There is no white knight or black knight, or how you want to call it, that's going to come save you and take care of your house. That, my friends, solely belongs to you.
Everyone, please hit that like button as you come to the chat room. And guys, we're going to take some let me ask you this. The people who signed up, how did they? I know Mr. Power Brain is in the chat room right now, and he's speaking on how he made money, pretty much immediately after he signed up. How is that so?
Okay, Mr. Power Brand, aka Mr. David Moore, I'll tell you exactly how we did it, because we walked them through that. Mr. David Moore purchased one of our profit package, one of Karatbars profit package. That profit package was 150 euros. In Karatbars, you pay them in euros, they pay you back in euros. So with that profit package, I remember it well. When he purchased that profit package came with 1,608 KCB cryptocurrency. That's currently trading right now on the world stage at 14 cents. Well, if he paid 150 euros for it, give or take the conversion rate, let's just say it was 175. 106 times 1,608 times 14 cents. That gives you about 225. You minus the 225 by the 175, probably been made about 50 something dollars. Maybe my math's off a little bit, but you get my point. So other words, he made more money than what he spent, yet he still has the cryptocurrency there. That's at 14 cents. What happens when it goes to $1.40, $14, $41, $410? What happens to that man's wealth just by that little investment? Fitzgerald, you're speculating, you're fudging numbers. Yeah, tell that to the guys who bought Bitcoin. Theirs not backed by gold, ours is. Tell that to the guy who got into Ethereum early or Litecoin early. We're seeing these returns, right? Like it or not. I mean, you can sit back and talk about that, and how this is a Ponzi, how this is that, and how this is that, while otherwise, while the rest of us is making money. And while people are in real life situation and families are really making money and growing their net worth in their family. I mean, say what you will, but documentation doesn't lie.
Real quick, somebody in the chat room is saying, okay, you have the KBC and you have the KCB. Correct.
The KBC was the first coin that was had us run. That was actually one of the largest IPO in the history of cryptocurrency. Well, why didn't I hear about it, Fitzgerald? Karatbars doesn't advertise. We don't make a lot of television stations shows. We don't make any. As a matter of fact, the way we do it is we do our way by word of mouth. Karatbars has something like 600,000 affiliates within that. That when I bought that KBC, Dynas, when we bought that KBC, that stuff was selling for less than a penny. You know,
Mhm.
we were spending somewhere in the neighborhood back then of $75 and getting 8,500 KBC tokens. Imagine what I just said: $75, we get somewhere along the line of 8,500. You know, and then when that thing went up in July, matter of fact, July 4th of this year, it was the owner had guaranteed and backed it up by for 100 KBCs, you know, is equivalent to a gram of gold. Well, you talk about with a guy like me, or you know, and even some other guys I know, not going to get into holdings, but we was pretty dang happy because we watched our wealth portfolio jettison overnight, and it's still going up. Now with my thing is, I don't really believe in touching my cryptocurrency or my gold. I haven't spent one dime of it. Don't need to. What I focus on is building my dual teams where I could get paid on my MasterCard by way of euros. That's what I do. That's what Dynas does. Dynas has not spent a single coin of his cryptocurrency.
I haven't touched it at all.
But the way we do it, we build teams where we can acquire euros to pay our bills on our MasterCard, and we build global organizations. And so remember, your net worth, your network will determine your net worth. You know,
repeat that again. That's important.
Your network of people, NETWORK, no worth of people that will return your net worth, NETWORTH. There's no way around that. People have got to know who you are. People have got to know who you are, and a good reputation. People have got to want to do business with you. And the way that people do business with you is that you make them money, you make them profitable. You've got to do that. Because if not, you don't do that, they're going to smell through you a mile away, you know, and they're not going to do business with you. And actually they're going to be detrimental to your business because, you know, they're going to call you out for it.
Right. Now, someone was asking in the chat room in regards to euros, why we get paid in euros.
Because it's a European company. Because Karatbars is a German company which deals in euros. Which makes it cool for me because the euro is worth more than American dollar, worth more than the Nigerian naira, worth more than the South African rand. It's actually one of the strongest currencies, you know, in the world right now. Worth more than the British pound, and so it's like you're getting a pay raise simply by the exchange rate. That we have people in Nigeria and South Africa, particularly South Africa, them become millionaires in this with the KBC alone. I mean, if you go ahead and let's just say someone was making 1,000 euros a month in this. I mean, I'm sorry, a week, and it's very, very possible. You put 1,000 euros in 1,000 euros and convert it to the South African rand, and you'll see why those guys are wealthier, you know, as far as with us over here in the United States, simply because of the conversion rate. This thing works. You know, if you're in South Africa, you get paid in euros. If you do the conversion rate to convert the euros into rand, you take your MasterCard, you stick it in like in a South African ATM, it's going to give you South Africa rand. You're in Nigeria, you put it in Dynas. When you go over there, you get your card, you put it in a bank machine, it's going to give you a naira. In accordance with the exchange rate. If I'm over here in Tampa, it's going to give me dollars. If you're up in Toronto or Montreal, it's going to give you Canadian dollars. If you're in London, it's going to give you British pound. In other words, whatever currency you are in that country, that's what you're able to get back off your MasterCard. And you, in addition to be able to use it to pay, bills, just like anywhere, but the hundreds of millions of locations, the MasterCard is accepted.
Okay. Shout out to Queen T. Shout out to Stephen. Thank you, brother. Now, I really want to clear up the whole KBC versus KCB coin. Does that make sense, Fitzgerald?
Yeah, I mean the KCB,
okay.
Is the second coin right now. That's the one that's currently being offered in a profit package right now. That, my friends, is the one that's actually trading at 14 cents now.
Okay, now how do you acquire? For people in the chat, how do you acquire the case?
Well, you can actually buy it on the world stage. You can go on a Coinstar and actually purchase it. I would recommend doing that. Why? Go ahead and get your free Karatbar affiliate account, because when you purchase your KCB through the Karatbar website, you're actually going to get bonus coins. That's how the gentleman who I spoke about and many other people on here, that's how they've been able to leverage wealth like that. Because like you might purchase like say 150 euros of KCB, but they're giving you like 50% bonuses on some package. Some packages 110% bonuses. So those bonuses are what you're acquiring simply by being register your free account through Karatbars. So you're getting more for your money. So to me, it's about maximizing profits, maximizing returns.
Okay. Let's see what else we have in the chat. Guys, if you want to call in, send me an email. If you have any questions for me and Fitzgerald, send me an email and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. So again, the email's in the chat room. Email me and I will forward you the link, and you're more than welcome to holler at me and Brother Fitzgerald.
John, I also want to reiterate here for those of you who are new to this. I'm taking into consideration that now. We have been Dynas and I have explained the Karatbars opportunities for the last couple of weeks. I guess I came on tonight to really talk about sort of like what it's doing for people who have already enrolled, what this opportunity is meaning for them, what it's doing. Now, that for a brief introduction as far as like that, Karatbars is the largest company in the world dealing in small gram gold increments. We do our products are generally in 1 gram, 2.5 grams to 5 grams, even as low as a 0.01 of a gram of gold. So we have something for everyone. Okay, so Karatbars operates, been operating since 2011. It's a debt-free company. Founded by a gentleman by the name of Dr. Harold Seitz, who's a German gentleman who actually sits on the German Economic Council, who's a senator over there, should I say. Okay, so he started Karatbars once again in 2011. The company now, fast forward to 2019, it has well over 600,000 affiliates doing business in 144 countries. It's an e-commerce business, meaning that you can facilitate and conduct business by way of your smartphone or your computer. You have no minimums, no maximums of gold or gold-backed cryptocurrency you want to buy. It's free to join for anyone over 18 or older. Doesn't care about your background, doesn't care about anything. Once you go ahead, register your free account, verify your account by the email they're going to send. Download your terms and condition and upload your KYCs. Your KYC stands for knowing your customer. Karatbar requires a photo ID. They want to know or passport, something they know who you are, and verify your address, something with a utility bill to verify that Fitzgerald Stephens is at the address he said. Then you are ready to operate and go. Do you have to talk to people to build wealth? Absolutely not. You can become a millionaire by choice just simply by acquiring the cryptocurrency, and we have a lot of people to do that. But Dynas and I chose to do all of it. We chose to acquire the cryptocurrency. We chose to acquire the gold, and we chose to build a global team. And both of us have affiliates all over the world. Now, why did we do that? Because we didn't want to touch our cryptocurrency. We wanted to mature, but we understand that we have to live. So we chose to build a team so that we can get compensated and paid in euros, which can be a residual income, which can be an income that you can lead to your family or to your business estate. And so that's why we chose to do what we do. It's surprisingly simple. For everyone who knows, about gold, which is the world over, when you say gold, people know exactly what you're talking about. And it's because gold has been money for the last 5,000 years. Yeah, the cryptocurrency is relatively new, but what makes ours so unique? It is backed by gold. So there's another thing that is recognized, which gives our cryptocurrency a floor. So we're very, very excited about that. Plus, we have other products like the Impulse K1 phone. It's going to be the world's first blockchain phone. Literally runs over the blockchain, which incidentally the Karatbar owns their own called Karatbit. And it's going to put your phone bill somewhere in the neighborhood about maybe $20 a month. Works with satellite technology, SIM card compatible. That I'm getting mine in October, and that's going to be a godsend for, say, like you go to places like in Africa, which sometimes the reception is the internet service is not as good, like say like us over here in the United States. One country I found to be the exception was Cote d'Ivory. That's a very, very high wired. Unfortunately, we're not in the Cote d'Ivory yet.
That's it. Real quick, is this opportunity available in Canada?
Yes, we're all over Canada. all over Canada. And when you go into set up in your Karatbars account, and incidentally, it's free to join. I assure you, I absolutely promise you, there's already people Dynasty registered on this thing before we even get done with this broadcast. It's happened several times. But you go into your Karatbars account, and then you're going to see active countries. And, you're going to see a list of all the countries from Indonesia to China to Russia, to all over Africa, through Canada, United States, the Philippines, Vietnam, everywhere, all over Europe. People are looking for opportunity. People are hungry. And, by the way, what's happening with our markets here, the stock market, this is not an isolated country incident. This is a global phenomenon. There would not be a U.S. crash. There would be a global crash. This is happening all over the world. The markets are convulsing globally.
Okay. Real quick, somebody in the chat room. Oh, Anita's educational page wants to know if a person has to touch their Karatbars for any reason, will they be taxed a fee like fixed annuities?
I'm not a tax advisor. I can't give that advice. I would say consult your tax attorney or your financial advisor on that. I don't know, but I do know, like, say, for instance, I fully expect, if when I start liquidating some of my cryptocurrency, I fully expect to pay capital gains. But you better believe I'm going to have tax shelters in place to really minimize that as much as I can. And I know Dynasty is too, because I'm going to tell them about it.
Absolutely. And then somebody else also said, the American economy will collapse, and Black people must be mentally and physically ready.
Okay, and the African economy going to do the same thing. Like I said, this is a global phenomenon. It's not isolated to the U.S. It's not isolated to the big bad U.S. It's not isolated to Black coal Africa. It's not isolated to the Caucasian European. It's not. This is a global phenomenon. That's what. If I haven't said anything right now to really to convey the seriousness of what I'm talking about, there will be no safe place. When the world global community crashes, it's going to be a global phenomenon. That's what I'm trying to get to see. It's not going to be pockets of isolation. There's not going to be no utopia land. So people have got to be prepared for this globally. Yes, we've been seeing instances where, with Greece. Okay, I'll give you that. Yes, we've been seeing instances where with Venezuela. Yes, I'll give you that. Yes, we've been seeing incidences with Zimbabwe. I'll give you that. Yes, around the turn of the century, we saw what happened with Germany in World War I. That's why with the war in World War II, because they started manufacturing. That's what that's primarily the reason why one of the things they did go to jumpstart their economy, because when they went to First World War, their economy was decimated. Yes, there was a situation back in 1929, when the American Depression happened. Yes, those have been pockets. I agree, but we are dealing with a global phenomenon right now. The next crash is going to be global, and it's going to rock the whole world financial markets. For those who don't have resources, i.e., gold, land, things of value, you're not going to make it. I mean, I hate to paint a doom-dare picture, but you can see it now. If we're privileged to just look at the American media, I tell you what, go check out Al Jazeera's. They cover Al Jazeera's Africa. Al Jazeera covers. Well, I don't acknowledge the Middle East. There's no such thing. I believe that's all Africa. So, but look at all what they're saying on the world stage, and everyone is speaking the same language in different tones. There's something in the matter. There's something in the water that's not right. Look at the accumulation of tons and tons of gold by some of the various countries that I have said. Look at some of them are actually trying to get away from the U.S.
Russia and China.
Yes, look at this. I mean, why they're doing that. You don't stockpile weapons not unless you're preparing for war. You don't stockpile gold not unless you're preparing for crashes. Economic crashes. That's what it is. That's what you're seeing.
All right, guys.
Just look around. I mean, don't believe me. Go, look at the financial reports, and I want you to go back and look at them do like a little nice detailed search about 5 years. Look at the grid. Look at the things the way things is. You guys are familiar with that little term called quantitative easing?
No, I'm not. I'm not. Yeah.
How about fractional reserves? Look up the fractional reserve lending. Look at these things. How about the seesaw rate of interest rates? You
Well,
know,
they went down, didn't they?
well, they go down, then they come back up. You know, when they go down, when they go down, generally that's a gesture to prop up consumer confidences, because you know if people are not spending, see, this economy in the United States is based on debt. Debt is what keeps it afloat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, debt is what keeps it afloat. People have got to spend, not save. You know, it's not an economy of savers, it's an economy of spenders. So long as people are spending, i.e. Christmas, Valentine's Day, your favorite pet dog's birthday, you know, the sky is blue day, you know, the ocean water is wet day, or any other these things they call, you know, to get money out of you. That's what props the economy up. So and that's what banks see. I'm going to lend because so when people say they're expanding, actually they mean that consumers are buying more, purchasing more, not saving. My thing with when I'm talking to this audience here is to get you to save, in an asset that's going to increase your wealth. You know what? You don't got to get the latest $1,000 iPhone or the latest $1,000 Samsung Galaxy. No, you don't got to get the latest model car that comes out every year. No, you don't need a bigger house. You know, those things are extracting your wealth. You need to put your wealth into growing assets. You know, things that are going to produce you, an income. And then you need to not spend more. You need to liquidate debt. I mean, Dynas, the student loan problem in this country alone, so what, somewhere in the neighborhood of close to over about $2 trillion just in student loan debts. And you can't discharge that. Student loans debts, you know, you can't discharge. No bankruptcy court for them. You know, that's crushing people. You know, as far as with that, we you know, get a good college education, fine, you know, that's great. You know, but sometimes with the debt load that people, they're really rethinking that. You know, if I had it to do again, I probably wouldn't be a University of Alabama grad, you know, per se. You know, maybe I probably would have went to welding school, or maybe be an electrician or brick mason, learn a great trade that I could have came out making like, you know, 80,000, you know, something dollars after I got some good experience on me, and had a fraction of the debt that I currently incurred when I was in school. This is a big problem. And I just had a bachelor's degree, and I'm not talking about, you know, people who get specialized degrees like medical degrees or doctorate degrees or doctor's degrees or things like that. You know, it's not nothing for individuals like that to be in $300,000 and $400,000 in debt. And I'm not joking, you know, and so it's a real big deal. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is you gotta save, you gotta accumulate assets. The first rule of wealth is pay yourself first, not save yourself first. You can't save yourself the wealth. It's impossible because inflations and taxes is going to destroy you. It's going to erode away your wealth. But you can't save yourself. Pay yourself first. You know, not the church, not the mortgage, not your grocery bill, that, you know, not the daycare, not your car payment. Pay you first. You work for the money, so pay you first. And the second thing, what you want to do, you want to pay yourself in assets, something that's going up in value. You know, and the third thing you want to do, is leverage your time. There's only so much you can earn and so much you can create off of your own efforts. If something happens to you or your job or your business, your income and your livelihood is basically everything is at risk, because you only have one income, but you're leveraging your income and your time and your benefit of leveraging off the work of efforts, the efforts of others. That is going to put you in a much more secure position. And then finally, you have to find a vehicle, you know, be it a home business that minimizes the tax burden and something that outpaces inflation. And no, I'm not a financial advisor. A lot of this just comes from just just life experience, just simply living and applying this thing. I've applied this in my life, and it works. I mean, I have a global team or over 4,000 business affiliates. If you have a team of like 500 in a business, they consider that a major big business. Well, I have a huge business that I run right out of the comfort of my home, by way of my smartphone and computer. And it builds a nice income for me that I can, will to my children when one day I have them, or I can will to my state, so it puts me in the driver's seat and puts me in more control of my own destiny rather than relying on someone else. Well, Diane, can you hear me? Because look like I'm the only one here. Hello?
All right, I'm back. My internet went out. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine was up. So yours went out this time.
Yeah, it was me.
Okay.
And then we got Pirate on.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
Mr. Moore, how are you doing, good sir? Good to see your smiley face
I'm doing
again.
great. Yeah, good to see you guys. Yeah, I was excited after I signed up, and you showed me to look at my my Bitcoin, and I realized
KBC coin, Mr. Moore. KBC, not Bitcoin. KBC coin.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Well, you can tell I'm new. First day. Hey, but the KBC, you could tell that. I mean, it was worth more than what I paid for it.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because you know what? When people come on and they trust Dynas enough to trust me to help them to maneuver to get us and get us inside to get through this. And I'm not fishing for accolades, anything, but Mr. Moore can tell you, I spent a ton of time with him making sure he had everything right like that. And as well as there's a whole lot of other people can tell you. And when I say time, I ain't talking about, hey, go ahead and look at the video and call me back. No, I train you. When I get done with you, can do practically everything I do, as far as with that. But I like asking this question, Mr. Mayor and Mr. Moore. I like asking this question. Hey, this look like a scan to you after I show you that? Because I would literally go down and say, hey, tell me how many coins you just acquired. Look, I would say something like, look at your look in your back office. Tell me how many total KCB coins you acquired.
I have 1,608 coins.
And then I say, then Mr. Moore, look on there and tell me what they're currently going by. What are they going for now?
14 cents.
Okay, so Mr. Moore, get out your calculator and compute 106 times 14. What do you got?
I don't have my calculator because I'm on my phone right now.
You got 225. And then I said, now how much you paid for it?
I paid in the conversion, I paid $177. That's including shipping.
Okay, so you subtract 177 from 225. Did you make or lose money?
Oh, I made money, and that's not including the gold that they're going to send.
That's exactly right. And this is what I'm trying to get people to see. Ladies and gentlemen, you remember, Dynas, when I got on this stream early, now I done kicked into third gear because Mr. Moore got me kind of excited here. Now, because I've helped the family. I've helped someone. You know, that's my ministry. That's what I'm created and called by the Most High to do, to help and serve people. So I help the family. I help this man. I help the family. And so I'm jacked about that. And so I told him, I said, hey, Mr. Moore, what happens when this thing is 14 cents? I mean, $1.40, $14, $42, $144. You know, you still get your wealth. And I say, you know what? My goal is that I'm going to create you a team. I want to create you a team where you'd be living off euros like Dynas and I are doing. Man, it's nice to be able to pay like a $500 vehicle payment. I don't recommend it. And no, I'm not balling. They just caught me when I was sleeping. I had to move on the car, you know, but so it tore me loose with a silly interest rate, but I had to get it. But I pay it and I'm not behind it with it. And I pay it through my MasterCard, Karatbars MasterCard with euros on it, and still have money left over. Then not only that, to realize the tax benefits. Ladies and gentlemen, this work. There are dozens of people that can come on and I'll say exactly what this man is saying. Professional people, lay people, truck drivers, you know, housewives, people just sitting around and looking for opportunity, but they're not doing it for Dynas and Fitzgerald. They're doing this to build their families. Well, Mr. Moore, did you really think when you got that, man, Mr. Fitzgerald and Mr. Amir, man, they really gonna be glad I did this for them. Oh man, I'm so glad I'm building their household wealth. You know, did you just think that? I mean, you like us? That's cool, but you ain't.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking that. To be honest with you, my thought is, I want to get to Africa as soon as possible, and I didn't know how. I'm on disability. You know, I got a fixed income. You know,
man, I tell you what, man, I'm going to cancel out every word you said, because I believe the Most High put words in our mouth, and words are power. So I speak what I want, not what's happening. I truly believe that, because a lot of what I spoke done came true, and I don't want it. You know, but yeah,
you're right. But I was just telling you my situation before I signed up for this.
Sir, and I've been canceling out ever since you've been saying that. So one day you're going to catch on what I'm saying. But the way I present to you, and the way I present to several of your audience, Dynas, okay, you want to go to Africa. I want to keep a home over in Côte d'Ivoire. I believe the city is Abidjan, if I'm not mistaken. It's right on the North Atlantic Ocean. Beautiful piece of real estate. I want to have a home there, and I plan on doing that. But I'm not going over there asking nobody, what can I work for your job? I'm going to take my little euros with me. I'm going to take my wealth, and I'm going to be sitting in my home right there on my computer, talking to people all over the world, just like I'm doing, increasing my wealth all the way from another place where I want to be. Because I want to experience things like this before the Most High calls me home, and I'm going to. And I want to take as many people as I can with me, including you two gentlemen I'm talking to right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. What do you want? What do you want? Forget about what this man, you know, is saying with the funny dog ear shirt collars and stuff like that, you know, and forget what he's saying. What do you want? What's the end game? I mean,
financial freedom for me, and I want to go back to my homeland. Okay. I want to be in Africa.
It takes money to do it. It takes money to do it. And Mr. Moore, you and I are in an age we ain't interested in trying to figure out how we're going to work a job. I don't want to do that anymore. So what do you want? Do you want it bad enough to pick up the phone and say, hey, are you interested in increasing your network? Or your net worth? Hey, do you ever keep your income options open? Hey, if I send you a video, you know, I need you to watch this. And do you want it bad enough to call up? What did you think? Okay, do you want it bad enough there? Or are you one of those like, I don't want talking to people? Okay, forget about talking to people. Do you like to eat? Do you like to sit in the air conditioned home? Do you like to sit in a nice to have gas in your car instead of going down the hill and coasting to work? This is what I'm trying to get you to see. When I talked to Mr. Moore this afternoon, after he got done setting up, I said, Mr. Moore, it's do not go to hell hot down here in Tampa. You know, I mean, it's so dang hot, man. I'm glad I got my air conditioner, because I can't be dealing with this stuff. But what do you want? What do you want for your family? What do you want for your legacy? What do you want to leave your children? A whole bunch of debt and bills, or I shoulda, could, or I wish, or being at the mercy of, I hope they don't fire me. I'll keep my head down. I hope I'll be quiet. I'll get that promotion. I better not make any waves. You know, if it's something, because they may let me go, thus taking my livelihood, thus taking my marriage and my home and everything else that it could be attached to it, thus taking my medical benefits. You can buy good insurance on the open market if you got the funds to do it. So what I'm trying to get you guys to focus on, what do you want? Okay, once you define that, what price are you willing to pay for it? And then once you define that, what vehicle gets me there? Two things stop you from achieving financial freedom, and especially in ways of business. And make no doubt about it, you will never become financially free by working for someone else. Oh, your income will be limited, but you need something that's going to give you unlimited income. Number one, you have to have knowledge. You have to have knowledge in what you're doing. And number two, you have to have capital. Karatbars, ladies and gentlemen, is free to join. If anyone over 18 or older, it's free to join. If you want to invest, you invest what you want to grow your wealth, but no one's forcing you. It's not going to cost you anything to build a global team and help them benefit. Thus, you're benefiting. You can make money in the Karatbars position in the free position once a month if you want. But I want to do a little faster because being in my 50s, I didn't really have time much to wait. Maybe if I was little 20s or something like that, and I want to surf and see the sunrise and tip through the pilots. Nah, dude, I'll be 55 September 8th. I ain't got time to play. And when I talk to people, whether they're 20 or 30, I tell them with the same urgency that I got, because I want to get this money stuff out the way where I can really start living. And so that's what Karatbars has afforded me. That's what it's doing for Dynas. That's what it's done for Mr. Moore. I'm not going to get into income that Dynas has been able to create just still sitting on his team, because each and every one of you guys is sitting on the search for Eru, because each and every one of you guys, Dynas doesn't manage them. I do. And you say, oh man, Fitzgerald, can you do that for me? Yeah, as long as you work. Dynas sits. I'm the guy who cooks the fish that Dynas bring me. He brings me the fish, and I clean them and fry them in the skillet or bake them and serve them up on a nice plate like you want. But there is no meal without that man fishing. So as long as you're fishing, as long as you're going out there talking to people, getting this opportunity in front of people, I will support and back you up. And there are literally dozens of people on this stream can attest that my word is true in that.
Yeah, you got me wanting some lake trout.
Well, it's true, man. We don't need to say anything. I just want to help people get what they want. Hey, if this is not for you, awesome. You got something else out there. Hey, I'm your biggest cheerleader. Go for it. Run for it. Man, I'm not going to tear your hustle down. Don't tear mine down. And don't tell the people, who have seen what this thing can do for them. But let me ask you something. Does it have complete location freedom? In other words, can you do it all around the world and your income don't stop? Do you need any startup capital? Is it willable? Is it residual? Does it afford the tax obligation and the tax benefits you need? Or is it dependent solely upon you? If you can't answer all those questions I just said with a definitive yes, you need to be doing what we're doing. Because, any one of those things can cause your business to implode. For those of you where you are the magic, I'm not the magic. Over 4,000 other business partners I have are the magic. Dynas and Mr. Moore, they're the magic. I'm just a guy who just come up there and just present this thing to you, with excitement. Why I'm excited? Because I'm changing people's lives. I'm helping families. You know what? $500 a month, but $500 a month, extra $500 a month, not a week, a month would do for most families.
A lot.
That's groceries. Yeah. I didn't say a month. I didn't say a week. I didn't say a week. I didn't say 2 weeks. A month. That's probably a daycare bill for someone. That's probably insulin medicine. No high blood pressure pill, medications, whatever is needed. Just a month. That's probably a car, another car note that a family can get an extra car. This is serious business that we're playing here. This is serious game. And the reason I talk about it with such passion, because I know it. Man, I done had the bone marrow transplant. I done had diseases come out of nowhere. I done had the foreclosures on my home. I done been walked off of jobs with my college degree and with my smile. I done been locked out, going to a Christmas party, and I came back from the Christmas party. My car was deactivated, even though I had got a bonus. This is real life stuff. This stuff happens every day. I've been in a situation where, I was on my way to a job, and all of a sudden I had to grab a tree to stay up. And the doctor diagnosed me with an illness called aplastic anemia, and I couldn't work for over a year. I lost that job, almost lost my life. and it wasn't for the mercy of the Lord God Almighty, I would have. So I know what that is. I know what it is to not have when life happens. So I'm not saying life won't happen to you guys. I'm just simply saying be prepared for it. The time to prepare for it is now. You don't want to be out there, with stuff that's saying like, hey, what about my money? The banks won't let you have it. You won't want to be out there when you got to take a wheelbarrow full of money just to buy a loaf of bread and a carton of eggs. Fitzgerald, you're being silly. Tell that to the Venezuelans. Tell that to Zimbabwe, when hyperinflation kicked in down there, where they was using the money down there to start fires. That's how worthless it was. You think because, we're here and we're in the U.S. or you're in Africa or you're in Dubai and all that, you think you insulated from this? You're not. So I'm trying to get you to see the urgency. Karatbars is a vehicle that will solve your financial issues, if you allow it. Man, Dynance, I got myself jacked on there, man.
Man, hey, brother, you take your time. Take your time.
Warm on that thing. But this is what I do. Nothing jacks me more than helping people. And I help people. When I say people, I'm not thinking about you as the individual. I'm thinking about your whole family. I'm thinking about massa, and I'm thinking about your children. I'm thinking about your generation of children. What my vision is, when I see you, Dynance, I see, your great grandchildren got a picture of you, a painting. Hey, that was the man that made all this possible. That was the man that laid inheritance. Same thing with Mr. Moore. The Holy Scripture and the Holy Scripture and the God Yahweh that I serve, he says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children. I'm not talking about a whole bunch of debt. I'm not talking about a whole bunch of I wished I could have. A good man leaves an inheritance. That's one thing that's smoking us, as a people in this nation. It happens to black, white, everything else, particularly with black people. We don't have anything to leave. You don't have anything to pass over except a whole bunch of bills and I wish or GoFundMe things. Enough of that. This is high stakes, real game of life. And by the way, the clock is ticking. So allow Dynass and I to help you get there. If you don't want to go, cool. You come up to me, Fitzgerald. Hey, can you give me mentorship on my hustle? If I know about it, if I say sure, but I know enough principles. Say, hey, maybe you want to do this. Build some good networks, but go for it. Don't let anybody, steal your dream. Don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. Forget the people who are laughing because they don't pay your bills. But I'm certainly not going to say, man, you foolish. Woman, you foolish. You shouldn't try this. If you believe in it, I believe in it. You don't have to join with me to be my friend. You don't have to join with me to support you. I'm all for you, but I support those who are for it. They're going after it. That's what hustled on to me. If you're going to be a critic and talk about this and that and give your broke opinion about what I'm doing, I don't care. Dynass don't care. Mr. Moore don't care because we're already seeing this thing change our lives right the heck now, and many other people on the stream. So, wow, man, I'm going to rev it myself down a little bit, Dynass. But, this is serious business. That's why I try to get everyone to see. We're not playing games here. The game of life is not playing games. You don't believe me? Watch the 6 o'clock news. Nothing but fear, worrying. People concerned about their jobs. People concerned about whether they're going to be moved to Mexico or offshore. There are many part-time jobs paying. People are cutting back on benefits. I'm somebody on this stream right now. You can't even afford to get your medication without struggle. What would an extra $600, $1,000 a month, $500 a month do for you? We're talking real life and death struggles here. And this is real. So I don't make no apologies, for what I'm speaking and with the passion I'm speaking, because you know what? I live that. I know what it is. I live that. And I talk to people all the time, who do it. Fathers who out there, fathers and mothers working somewhere 60, 80 hours a week. They pass each other by going out and getting into their car. Marriages is crumbling. But why? Because it takes time to build a good marriage and a good relationship. Children getting in all kinds of stuff. Why? Because you got to spend time with them. I'm not a parent yet, but I see things and I can know things. And the death grip that this finances, a lack of finances, a lack of financial stability, the pressure that it brings is crippling families all over the earth, including Africa, including that. So that's my heart. For those of you who have some questions, or those who I say go ahead and get registered, figure it out later. You know, Diane, that one, the lady I spoke about down in the in the southern United States. The thing that impressed me about her was that she took action. She didn't even call me 2 days ago. And when I logged into her account, because everyone's account I can see, you know, in Dynas's business, because it's part of my business. When I logged in her account, I said, "My God, you have something like 115 people. Why haven't I heard from you? You know, why haven't I heard from you?" Well, she didn't really give me a good answer, but she had the wherewithal to go ahead and open up a free account. And I signed, you know, and I helped manage her. I spent about an hour and a half plus talking to her, getting it. Now she called me back. I called my sponsor, Michael Delco, who has 65,000 people to my 4,000. You know, so I think it's worth listening to him. And got online with her, and she was so excited because they were in the same business. But this is changing her life, and this is a lady in the financial services business. You know, so this is what we do. Dynas, man, go ahead and take your stream right now. Make sure that you promote your link. As I say often, all the time, I am a guest on Search of Guru. This belongs to my friend, my brother, Dynas Amir. You will not see my link on his page. So when you register in his business, I want you to go in and sign up on his link as an affiliate. And then once you do that, call me. Dynas is going to give you a call. Then you call me. And I will personally train you what you have. My phone number is 716-573-6296. I repeat, 716-573-6296. Okay, for those global affiliates, I'm also on WhatsApp, so you get so I will respond there to you. My email address, Fitzgerald, Fitzgerald, Stephens, Stephen's @gmail.com. And when I say phone, this is my personal cell phone. You know, and generally when I talk to you, I lock your number in. So when you call me, I know exactly who I'm talking to, and I will make time for you.
All right, perfect. Well, everyone, thank you so much. Mr. Priorbrand, do you have anything to share in closing? David.
Well, what I want to say is, from the first time that I signed up, I just went on ahead and signed up. Actually, it was the same day. The first time I saw you, I got my account. Took me a minute to buy my package, but I logged in, and before I knew it, I had 22 affiliates under me already. You know, and I have to thank you guys for that.
No, not me. That man right there. Actually,
yes,
for all you people, including those ones who got the 90 and the 115, the 153, I suggest you buy Dynas Amir a good steak or whatever the heck he wants. He's done a tremendous
or maybe I could buy him a good royal chicken royale.
Well, if he wants to take the hamburger, he don't want the hamburger, just give it to me, because I'll be happy to say something. But that man has helped build you guys a dynasty right there. And he's
I have to thank you. Dynas has been on the case. Every time I call him, if I don't catch him right away, he calls me back right away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm serious. I'm serious in it. And the thing is, I want to make myself, I would say, attainable. So if you guys want to reach out to me, if you're on my team, you got my direct cell phone number. No burner phone is my direct cell phone. So
and I really appreciate that, because I've been in several multi-level marketing companies, and nothing has been like this. I mean, I was in so much money and debt with these companies. And with this one, from the moment I bought my package, I talked to Fitzgerald on the phone, and he said, "Now go look at this." And I'm like, wait a minute. I only paid $177. How is it I got this much money already? And this is the kind of the way it works. So I have to,
So reiterate this, Mr. Moore. It's liquid. See, you can have good investments out there. You can have good investors by way mutual funds, 401k, but if you touch that before it's time, you're going to take a heavy penalty. Sometimes penalty as much as 35% with some 401ks. When I say liquid, that man can extract his money out right now. I discourage that because I'm trying to get him to hold it as long as it goes, because I know what it's going to do. I'm not going to give numbers, but I know what that coin is going to do. So I'm not going to let him do like a guy who sold 10,000 Bitcoins away for two large pieces. I'm going to definitely encourage him to hold on to it because I know that's going to be his wealth.
Yeah, because the way my dream is going right now, look, and here's another thing, because I know a little bit about the multi-level marketing. The first thing I did once I signed up for this, even before I got my bronze package, I went on the Ghana real estate site and I started looking at homes in Ghana. I started looking for, first I started at, okay, now what kind of home can I afford now? And I was looking at these homes. And then I said, why should I do that? I started looking at 5-bedroom homes near the beach, near Accra, and these homes were like $500,000. I mean, these were really nice. I mean, here the houses would be $1 million here or more. So I started looking at those. And the reason why I say that is because I think you have to set your dream in front of your face to keep you moving in that direction. So you're not looking straight down at the road. You notice when you drive your car, if you look down at the road and you see those lines go by real fast, you swerve to one side or the other side. You got to look ahead. And so that's what I started doing. And that's where my head is at today.
You brought a tear to my eye, figuratively speaking, when you said you got to look at your goals. Before you came in, I drilled that. Far as within people, you got to look at your goals. Forget about the obstacles. What are you seeing? What are you concentrating on? You're sitting around here. You're sitting around here telling me about your $500,000 home. I'm sitting up here looking at the currency calculator right now. 5,000 euros would get you somewhere along the line of like 1,652,640 Ghanese dollars. Do you hear what I just said? So you even put in so what you're saying, if I go in and throw in let me do 30,000 euros, you can get a $6 million home just with the conversion rate. Do you understand what I'm saying here? So you better believe I'm going to be over in Africa and staying like that and keep my money on there because I'm going to be banging the conversion rate. I see some of those homes over there in Africa, man. They put some of these things over the shame over here.
Shame.
Nice waterfront property, beautiful. Money like that, man. I can hire Masada to go ahead and take care of me, or the Nigeria military. The dudes, and you making money like that. Because the exchange rate, man. I you know what, Diane, as I roll up in there, man, I can come Prince Fitzgerald. That sounds pretty good. I can go pretty good like that. Hasta Malaikum, Malaikum Salam. I can easily be over there doing it, man. No problem with me. Because you need resources no matter where you go. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to see. And it's a simple thing to do. Conversion rate. Karatbars pays you in euros. Pick a country you want to go. Find out what the currency of that country. I know in Côte d'Ivoire is CFP francs, the French franc. You do the conversion rate, and you operate in there and look at some of the homes. You're operating in their currency, not yours. And so it's just going to be incredible. You're in for an incredible ride for those of you who seize this opportunity. And you're just in for an incredible ride.
Yeah. I'm really excited about it, and I'm already in my mind thinking of ways that I can what I'm doing right now. Even extra money, just putting it in, buying KBC coins. Just even that alone. Instead of putting it in the bank, put it into the coins.
Well, Karatbars is a money system. It truly is. It's a money system. That's what it is. Money begets money. Your money should always bring you back other children who are money. So it's just an opportunity. That's all it is. It's not going to be for everyone. and that's great. That's wonderful. It's not, but it's going to be for someone. No, it's going to be for someone. Research the company. You can research it on at Karatbars, KARATBARS.com. MasterCard is the one that pays your euros. A whole company whose sole business model is based on betting companies with credibility of companies. FedEx is our largest customer. We are FedEx's largest customer. They're the one that delivers your gold cars to you. 600,000 affiliates within it. 144 countries who I assure you are screening us often to see if we're in compliance and we meet, regulations. If we are, in fact, a scam. Far as what the Vatican has had three going on the third specialty run of gold gift cards. So and plus 600,000 affiliates. So I think it works.
Yeah, I'm going to get ready to tap out here. My phone is at 20%. Okay. I just wanted to come on real quick and thank you, Dinas, and you, Fitzgerald, for helping me out and showing me this opportunity.
Well, we appreciate you thinking it, but thank yourself. You was the one that had the vision.
Yeah, I hope everybody here in the chat room takes advantage of the opportunity, because I just did. I just bought mine today, and it's worth more than what I paid for it. So that's I can't say anything else.
I appreciate it. Prince Amir, the floor is yours.
Yeah, well, everyone, I guess what we'll do, we'll go ahead and close out. Those who are interested in Karatbars, please, my affiliate link is in the chat room. Please click on that link and enroll. Once you enroll, I'm going to give you a phone call personally, and then I will put you in contact with Mr. Stephens. Again, please click on my link so you can enroll. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. I will do my best. I'm leaving for Nigeria tomorrow night. So when I have some downtime, usually at the airport, I'll make my phone calls. But I will make sure to get in contact with you guys via text, or you're going to hear from me. Email, Google Hangout, somehow. So guys, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you go to search for Uhuru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Like, share, and subscribe. Click on my affiliate link. Until next time, family, Dinas Amir, search for Uhuru. Peace.
Peace.